And a man who has achieved all that I think his heart set out to achieve. It is the one and only Sir Mo Farah. Good morning, Sir Mo, and thank you very much for joining us.
No worries, thank you. Good morning.
Dubai Fitness Challenge, very much front and centre over here at the moment. You're a part of it. Excited to be a part of it once again?
Yeah, I'm definitely a part of it, and excited as well. To be honest, you know, I've been here about 3 or 4 times in Dubai, but not with the family, and it's a perfect way to bring the family as well as have fun myself. And Dubai Fitness Challenge is about being able to, you know, go out there with your family, your loved ones, and just mess around, do some exercises. And what is it, 30 by 30, which means 30 minutes a day for 30 days. I think anybody can do it.
You're coming here to Dubai, Sir Mo, off the back of an incredible success in the Chicago Marathon, your first marathon success 3 weeks ago, a European record to boot. How did that feel, and was it comparable to some of the great moments you've had on the track?
Yeah, no. To be honest, I've had a great career on the track and loved it, and now move on to the roads. And got a great experience in London Marathon last year, where I was, this year was third against, you know, Eli Kipchoge, an Ethiopian guy. And then to come away 6 months later and to win a major marathon for me was incredible. And you know, having been working as long as I have with my coach Gary Locke, who's, you know, been an amazing coach for me, who helped me all the way along. And I think anything is possible. And then, as you said, I went out there to break the British record, European record, and a win, so can't do better than that.
You say there that anything is possible. What is the ultimate goal, Sir Mo, with marathon running? Have you got something? Have you set yourself a target?
My aim is to be able to, you know, compete 2019 World Champs, and then after that, you know, 2020 the next Olympics, and from there, who knows? But I know in myself and the times I'm running right now in the marathon, I'm capable of being able to get a medal for my country or fight for a medal, which is, you know, 205, 206. I believe that. But meanwhile, just stay strong, keep training, stay in the tune.
How's the change, the transition from the track to the road been, Sir Mo, in terms of what kind of sense of fulfillment and sense of euphoria it gives you? I mean, you've had some incredible nights in the stadiums running 5,000 and 10,000 meters. How does the marathon differ to that in terms of a fulfillment point of view?
The marathon is totally different, to be honest with you. How can I explain? It's like in a track, you're doing 10,000, 5,000, you're training for it, and you do a few races beforehand. You do 4 or 5 races to be able to know where you are, what could you improve on. In a marathon, it only allows you 2 marathons a year, and they're much longer. So when you start feeling pain in a marathon, it's not till 10 miles or 5 miles to go. The rest you're all right. So anybody could do half marathon, over half marathon. It's just, but the tough part is the last 10K. And I'm learning, and the important thing is you learn about your body, you learn about what you're capable of, what you can do. And on the track, yes, I was winning races, and you saw me guys win a race, and you said, oh, Mo's going to win, he wins. But I was never winning from the beginning. It took me years to be able to understand about the track, understand about my position, understand about how to win, understand about how to not lose. So,
on the marathon, it is the $1 million question, Sir Mo. Sub 2 hours.
Sub 2 hours, I think it's possible. But
do you?
I think it's possible. As a human being, can do it. Elliot can run 2:01, and then before that was 2:04. The previous world record in, I think Khalid Kanuchi had it, and then Gabriel Selassie, and then few the Kenyan. So it's been nudging. But the question is, as you asked me, $1 million question is can any human body run sub 2 hours for a marathon? Yes, I think it's possible. But will we see it in that entire life? Don't know. That's the question.
It is.
You're obviously considering, and your coach Gary Locke hinted that you were considering a return to the track and the World Championships. I got to ask, is 2020 at all on your mind? Would you ever consider competing there?
2020 has definitely been on my mind. As I said to you, I'm just taking it each race at a time, and the best thing now is I've got a lot of options. Yeah, to be honest with you, I was talking to Gary and talking to amongst the people I'm close with and some of the fans, and I've just been honest with them. It's just like, there was an interview I did, and they said to me, hey Mo, how are you, blah, have you been watching the track, European Champs? I said, yeah. Have you been watching the Diamond League? I said, yeah. And I said, what goes through your mind? And I was like, there's a lot of stuff going through my mind. Am I still good enough to compete with these guys? Can I beat these guys? And part of me thinks part of me does miss it because, that's all I know for the last 10 years, to hang around with these guys, compete against these guys. And that's what I did. And then obviously now coming up 2019, maybe not. It just depends, But at the same time, we've got a marathon or track. We can do either. But part of me does miss it. And part of me wants it. Think, could I do it?
Yeah, could you go back?
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's just a feeling.
Yeah, it's giving you new motivation. You've stepped away from it.
Step away with it.
And now thinking, could I go back and still be the very best? I get that. I understand that. Give us an insight, Sir Mo, if you can. You mentioned something very interesting. I think this will resonate with our listeners. It took you a long time to reach Everest in track. It was hard work. It was dedication. A lot of time away from your family. Once you were put into that spotlight, once you had the success, did all of the fame and the notoriety, did that sit naturally with you? Was that something that you revelled in? Or have you struggled with the increased scrutiny?
I think, to be honest with you, as an athlete, you have to be honest with yourself. And the quicker you're honest with yourself, the better it is for everybody's sake and your sake. And you can move on and things happen. Along my career, obviously, sports for me was something, a hobby. And I've enjoyed being at school, after school, and then going to the club. Once you run for the club, and then you run for your country. As you run for your country and win medals, comes with a lot more things in terms of a sponsorship, a deal here, a deal there, and then becomes more like a job. So it's more of treating what is your job now? Well, it's to run. As well as enjoy it and do that stuff. And if I didn't enjoy it, then I would never achieve what I have achieved. But it has taken me a long time, and I think the first time I really realized where my job requires me a lot more hard work than what I'm actually doing was 2005. And that's when I lived with the Kenyans or the Ethiopians, see how they train and try and learn from them. And then I went to Olympics in 2008, didn't even make through the rounds. And that was the biggest disappointment ever, because I felt like I let my country down, I let myself down, and I didn't do my job correctly. And I knew from that point, I'm going to do whatever it takes in terms of working hard, going high attitude, and just keep working, because it's a question you ask after running. What do you do? I went to uni, but didn't even finish it.
The golfer Rory McIlroy said that he never grew up wanting to be a role model. He grew up wanting to win golf tournaments. I suppose you grew up wanting to win races. How have you embraced the reality that your status has given you, which is to be a role model, to be in the public eye, to be asked tough questions? And, sometimes you probably don't want to have to deal with all of that. Yeah,
for sure. But listen, it's what comes along with it. As I said, for me, I'm a very honest guy, and I show, to the fans, to the people who love me, to people who support you, to be honest with them and just be real with them. And I've always done that. And sometimes I do mess the race up, or something happens, then, first one to say, look, didn't go as well.
You say that the ultimate low for you was 2008.
Yeah.
What about the ultimate high? Super Saturday certainly is imprinted on my mind. What a night it was for British athletics, and the London 2012. Was that the top moment for you?
To me, it was the top moment was London 2012. As a nation of, no matter who you were, where were you born, whatever it was Great Britain. And that night, Super Saturday, Greg, myself, Jess, to win 3 Olympic gold medals in your hometown, you just can't get better than that. And I guess we would never see it in entire life again. Even myself would never see that moment.
During that 4-year period where you were essentially invincible, did you feel invincible? Were you imbued with that sense?
Yeah, definitely. As I was talking about invincible, as you said, Arsenal, massive Arsenal fan, where you've got unbeaten games, invincible they call it. It felt like that. When you run well and race after race, you beating these guys, you have the confidence, you have the belief, and there's something about you carrying something. When things are not quite going well and he just got beat, he just being... You're not quite stable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're more vulnerable.
So on that then, that's a real insight into the mindset there. Invincible on the track, you're seeking that on the roads now.
I'm seeking them, learning, but Chicago gave me good win, so I'm more than happy, and I think it's going in the right directions.
Would you like to kind of call it quits as a marathon runner, having said that you're the best, marathon runner in the world? Is that something that is a real goal for you?
I think that's the goal, and to win London Marathon, maybe run here Dubai Marathon, and see how many marathons I can win. I've got Chicago now under my belt, so.
Speaking of Dubai, any chance we could see that happen quite soon, Mo?
Depends, who knows. I don't know when is my next marathon.
Exactly. Watch this space on that one, Mo. I've got to ask you, final few questions from us. You mentioned Arsenal Football Club. I've got to mention them.
Yeah,
we are a sports show. New Dawn, Unai Emery, right man?
Yeah, I think Unai Emery is doing well. It's about, as I said, connecting with the team, learning about the team. It's not always like what you do. It's about being able to what they do. So at the end of the day, they're on the pitch. How does he get the best out of himself? How does he get the best out of Ozil? What about defence-wise? Are we playing different football? And first couple of games did take a while to be able to understand how they play and who's who. And, obviously, some players are so talented. Some people are just easy to work with. Some people are hard to work. And as a manager, it's not easy. You have to understand each one and get the best out of themselves. It's like me, I've got 4 kids and each kids are different. I'm like,
Still working, a work in
still working
progress.
on each one and trying.
And speaking of another sport, it's been a golden era for British sport. Obviously, Mo, you stand alongside the likes of Sir Steve Redgrave, Sir Andy Murray, Lewis Hamilton. What he's done as now a 5-time Formula One champion.
Incredible.
Is he ultimately next in line to receive a knighthood?
I think so. To be honest with you, Lewis. Obviously it's up to the public and other people, but in my opinion, if I had to vote in, I'll definitely vote for him and for what he's done for sports. And not just, if you look back in history of the sport, no one has ever got to that position. He equaled it. And when has that Brit done that?
Never. I mean, Michael Schumacher, Fangio, now Lewis Hamilton. He would be. Do you think he gets enough credit?
To be honest with you, I don't think he gets as much credit as what he's deserved. He's a great, nice guy, and maybe I'm saying that because I'm biased and he's my friend. But on the other hand, I've seen it, and I think, if he was, in Britain, if he was in Britain, then it's different, I don't, If he was there, I would be like hanging out with him and
Absolutely.
And he's a massive Arsenal fan too.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's a gooner.
He's a gooner. That's why you're good friends.
Okay, final question, Sir Mo. And it's a debate Chris and I had the other day, and it's probably a little unfair to ask you because I just want to know who you think Britain's greatest sportsman is.
And you can say
Feel
yourself.
free to say yourself.
The Britain's greatest athlete or distance.
Just athlete. Greatest athlete. And you can say yourself, Sir Mo.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
We can say that for you.
Does it have to be a footballer?
No, it can be anyone.
Anyone.
Andy
Anyone that's
Murray.
inspired you or...
Yeah.
Over.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
He inspired you?
Yeah. He was ruthless. He didn't care what happened or whatever it was, because overall, if you look at the combination of like the rivalry between Ovett and Co.
He had a rivalry. He had a rivalry there that spurred him and pushed him.
And Co was obviously, the public were behind him to pitch, and he had a lot more fans, and then to come out and just...
And do it.
Wow.
Okay, that is
Great
interesting. Great answer.
That was my reason,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. No,
okay.
I love
it's very
it.
subjective.
Last one from me, Dubai Fitness Challenge. You're here. We're getting an awful lot of people involved. The target last year was 100,000, Sir Mo. We got 760,000 plus involved. Taking part. This year the target is 1 million. Give us your message to anyone that's listening. Why should people get involved?
Get involved because it's easy. You get fit. And obviously, I'll be there. Don't forget Dubai. I don't often come to Dubai.
That is it. That is the voice
Cool. Thank
of
you.
Sir Mo Farah. What an absolute sporting icon.